So in preparation to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I rewatched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and watched War for the Planet of the Apes. It's been years since I've seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but I do remember liking it. Now I had to rewatch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes because the first time I saw it, I had a DVD from Netflix, back when Netflix was still doing DVDs, and I watched it on the TV where the screen was stretched beyond the borders and the whole picture wasn't showing. So I watched half the movie without subtitles, not realizing they were there. Now, that was a testament to how good the movie was. I was able to follow what was happening without the subtitles. But by the time I figured out that I could have been reading subtitles, I didn't feel like going back and starting over again. But this time around, I made sure the subtitles were visible and I really enjoyed the movie. It had everything I look for in a good movie. Great character development, great establishment of the world. I mean, there was also an exposition dump in the beginning, but I will forgive that. Great cause and effect, great foreshadowing. Every single thing that appeared on screen was attributed to either the plot or character development. There were no stray actions. Another script that does this well to me is The Truman Show. I consider that a practically perfect script. The relationship between Caesar and Koba was very strong. So when Koba betrayed Caesar, it was felt very deeply. But another thing that made the fight between Caesar and Koba stronger was the fact that both of them were right. Caesar was right to believe that they wouldn't have peace unless they gave the humans what they wanted. And Koba was right to believe that the humans couldn't be trusted. Where Koba went wrong was when he came to Caesar in anger, knowing that Caesar did not know what he knew. They could have talked it out and decided how to go forward together. But Koba was bitter over his treatment from the humans, and rightfully so, and was more focused on his hatred than the apes' survival, which was Caesar's main concern. So because Koba was so insistent on revenge, he started a war between the humans and the apes that went on for years. Then there was War for the Planet of the Apes, basically the last movie in the Caesar saga. It finished setting up the storyline where the apes become the dominant species and the humans are practically wiped out. The thing that got me in the beginning of the movie was how the humans refused to see the apes as intelligent beings, even though they were fighting them for 5 years straight without coming close to finding their leader. They used apes as soldiers in their own war. And hello, the apes have a leader. But it just demonstrated the arrogance of the humans, which was the cause of their downfall in the first place. And you get to the army base and it's just a replay of slavery. Like the apes in their army was used to whip and oversee the slave. And there is even an impending civil war between the humans because they killed other humans that they felt were subpar. In this movie, it goes deeper into the psychology of human behavior. The repeating of history, the mindset of people willing to go against their own best interests because they think they can save themselves. It even deals with Caesar becoming like Koba and allowing his need for revenge to dictate his actions. There was even unexpected comic relief. Sometimes the comic relief felt very Sambo-like, but on the whole, I found it very funny and very unexpected in a movie like this. But having that character also showed there were apes that evolved that wasn't connected to Caesar. Then finally, there is the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's several generations later, and now the apes are the dominant species. Caesar is a legend that not every ape has heard of, and some apes have twisted his message to serve their personal gain. The apes have started to resemble the humans in action, from stealing other clans to be their slave, and use the word of a messiah-like figure like Caesar to convince the stolen clans to be slaves and be happy about it. It even revisits the theme from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where two things can be true simultaneously. Proximus told Noah that he couldn't trust the humans. And Noah knew that he needed that human to get away from Proximus. Noah even told her to her face that he didn't trust her, but he trusted her to do what's right for herself. He just needed to know if what she needed would help him. And he was right. She held a lot of resentment for the apes. That's the one thing I find faltering in this script. Her immense anger at the apes when she was born into a world where they were the dominant species. If she had been taught this anger, we needed this to be reiterated, because all we learned from her upbringing is that she was taught to lie to the apes. Her anger made no sense. This was the world that she knew. She didn't know the world before. If she was familiar with the world before through history, she should have been familiar of the fact that the humans were the cause of their own downfall, not the apes, which is something else not dealt with. This movie is hinting at a human resurgence, but it will mean nothing if they don't learn from their past mistakes. They can regain dominance, but will lose it just as quickly, or if quicker, than they did the last time. If the humans don't take responsibility for their actions in the downfall of society, they will just be entering a never-ending cycle of dominance and subordination. I think this is a theme that should have been addressed in this film. The other films do such a great job of exploring the psychology of the situation that this film feels a little incomplete without it. Instead, it ends on a kind of cliffhanger. So did you enjoy the Planet of the Apes reboots? How does it compare to the originals? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if there is a topic you would like to see me talk about. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to know the next time I upload or go live.